Am I there?
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, the third one
No.
is
First,
having.
first, just now, first point of exercise is done. That just now Dua told that odd one out is bacteria because it's biotic factor and rest are abiotic factor. Now the next one I'm asking. Second, out of these four, producer, consumer, temperature, and decomposer, which one is the odd one out?
My temperature is odd.
Yes, temperature. Yes, reason. Reason. With appropriate reason, you have to tell the odd
Biotic
one out.
component.
Because rest all are the biotic component and temperature is abiotic component. Now the next one, plant, human, land, water. Muiz Khalik, you tell me. Muiz, you tell me.
Which page number?
Now you are asking page number 64. Yes, Muiz, Adib, Ukasha,
Yes, ma'am.
and tell me the third one. Which one is the odd one out in this?
Ma'am, water.
Water. But why?
And because it is not living.
Because rest all are abiotic and water is rest all are biotic and water is abiotic. Yes. Now raise your hand for the next one. Yes. Afira. Yes, Afira.
Ma'am, actually, it's fourth reading of the otherwise, even I but I'm not there. I'm not in it. Ma'am, may I tell? Ma'am, I tell?
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, mahogany is odd one out.
Mahogany is odd one out.
It
Reason.
is of flora and other three are of. No, no. Mahogany is in tropical rainforest and other three are in boreal forest.
Yes, it is found. Mahogany is found in the tropical rainforest. This is the reason. Okay. Now let's start exercise G. Match the items in column A with that which is most appropriate in column B. Rewrite the matching pairs. Column A and column B you have to match. So just raise your hand for the first one. Plant should be correctly matched with Sadiqa. Yes, you tell me. Sadiqa.
Ma'am, producers.
Yes. Producers.
Yes, ma'am.
Plants are the producers, yes. Now the next one, just raise your hand. Adib. Yes, Adib.
Bacteria are decomposer.
Yes. Bacteria are.
Decomposer.
Yes. Yes. Yes, very good. Where were you when I was calling your name? Anyway, Ammar Zahid, you tell me the next one. Ammar Zahid,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me the next one, third.
Ma'am, cow primary consumer.
Primary consumer, yes. Cow, primary consumer, and they are also known as primary consumers are also known as. Can you tell me the another name? Very good. Now the next one, the fourth one. Yes, Moiz Khalik. Moiz, am I audible to you? Ukasha. Ukasha, Sheikh Fidyan.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me the next one. Fourth.
Ma'am, tiger is carnivore.
Yes, tiger is carnivore. And now the last one, Shafaq Fatima, you tell me. Shafaq? Shafaq Fatima. Shafaq Fatima. Sadia. Sadia.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me the
Ma'am,
next
should
one.
I tell?
Let Sadia tell. Shafaq, I was calling you. You didn't reply. Now I asked from Sadia.
Humans.
Human with the correct match of human with. Yes, Shafaq, you tell me. Shafaq. Human, which category? It related to which category?
Yes, ma'am. What's the question?
Tell me the fifth one. Hmm.
Ma'am, I tell?
Okay.
Ma'am, fifth one is human, which is omnivore.
Omnivore, very simple. Why this much confusion? Human are omnivores. Yes. So now give reason for the following. Now decomposers help keep the environment.
First one.
Listen to Bushra ma'am. So she, Mehak ma'am is having only 2 sets. One set Mehak ma'am is doing, one she, Bushra. Najma ma'am is having 3 sets. So I am handling Najma ma'am. Okay.
Okay, so let's start section second. Give reason for the following. Now raise your hand for the first one. Decomposers help keep the environment clean. Okay, Afira, you tell me.
Ma'am, first one.
Yes, first one. Decomposer help keep the environment clean. Yes, so many time I told the reason by.
Ma'am, I tell?
Yeah, who is this? Who is this?
Ma'am, I'm Dua.
Dua. Afira, where are you? Okay, Dua, you tell me.
Sorry, ma'am, my mic was muted. Give reason first one B. Ma'am, my mic was muted. Sorry, but I was still telling my answer.
Acha, now
Ma'am, decomposer environment clean because they break down dead and decaying organic matter.
Okay, yes. They decomposer. They just break down the complex substances into the simpler one. So they just recycle the nutrient. They just clean the environment. Now the next one, raise your hand for the next one. The energy flow along a food chain and the number of individuals at each level gradually decreases as we go higher up. Yes. Munazza, yes. Munazza, you tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell me. The next one.
The energy flow along a food chain and the number of individuals at each level gradually decreases as we go higher up. So, ma'am, they gradually decreases because because the pyramid of energy flow is made like that. The producers are in most numbers. Then primary consumers are less than them. Then secondary consumers are more less than them, and then tertiary consumers are the least.
It is decreasing because the 90% energy is used up and just 10% is passed to the next level, trophic level.
And after that, a little less more goes to the secondary consumer, and then a little more goes
So
to the tertiary
when the energy is reduced on every trophic level, is a means it should be what you can say decreased only when you move upside. Okay, so due to the energy lost on every level, every trophic level. Now the next one, Siberian cranes migrate long distances. Just raise your hand.
Ma'am, should I tell?
Okay.
Alright, ma'am. So Siberian trains migrate long distances in order to avoid harsh winters.
Yes, because in harsh winter they cannot survive, so they migrated from that place to the place where they found optimum temperature where they can survive. For now, the next one, forests found along the equator are called rainforest. Yes, why they call rainforest? What is the reason?
Ma'am, I tell?
Okay, Sadia.
They are called rainforests because of the abundance of rainfall.
Yes, because more than 200 centimeter rain these forests receive, and throughout the year they receive the rainfall. That's why they call rainforest. Right. So
They are
everyone,
called rainforests because they receive rain throughout the year.
yes, throughout the year, and it means in what you can say more amount also, more than 200 centimeter. Anyway, now next exercise, that is explain the following term. These term, you can means read the paragraphs and you can write in your own words. Producers and scavengers, these terms, and you just write with the help of book. Read it and just write in your own word. Parasitism, abiotic component, pyramid of number. If while doing you face some trouble, some means doubt or query would be there, you could ask on my personal account also. Now let's start this. C, differentiate between the following based on what is given in the bracket. Means on the basis of what they are written in the bracket, you just tell the difference. Here producers and consumers. Here what you have to do, just you have to write the examples of producer and the consumer. Any one example of producer or few example of producer and few example of consumer. It's some plant name or some consumer's name. And now then the next one is scavengers and decomposer mode of action. Here means like how they just derive their food. What is the means process to get the food? Scavengers and the decomposer. How they do? The scavengers, they are the animal, they eat the dead animals, and decomposers are the microorganism. They break down the complex organic substances into the simpler one. So this you have to mention in it. Then the next one, parasitism and symbiosis. Here here actually you have to write the whole definitions only. Parasitism, then only you can write that organism benefited, means which organism is benefited in the parasitism and which organism is benefited in the symbiosis. Actually you can explain by writing the whole definition only. In symbiosis, both the organisms are benefited. In parasitism, in one organism is benefited. This you have to means like write the whole definition in this. Then the next is tropical rainforest and boreal rainforest. just you have to write the location. Like near the equator means where they are, just you have to write the equation location, and that they are asking, that is the demand of the question, that just you write the location. Now here flora and fauna, in this you just have to write definition, what is flora and what is fauna, and then write few examples. Flora and fauna means plants are the flora and animals are the fauna, and you have to write the examples of both. Then here the next exercise is D, define, and in this you just have to define these terms: food chain, scavengers, detritus, predators, and symbiosis. So these all the terms are there in the chapter. Go through, just read it and write in your own words. So there's not much confusion regarding these terms. If you face some trouble while doing, you can ask me. Now the next exercise, that is E, short answer question. Now raise your hand. What is an ecosystem? Just raise your hand. What is an ecosystem? Hands are already raised. More hands should be raised. Anyway, why all are not taking part in the class? When you people are here in class, you should take part. Shafi Iqbal, yes, tell me, what is an ecosystem? Shafi Iqbal. Ukasha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Shafi Iqbal, tell me what is an ecosystem? Mehtab Nadir. Mehtab Nadir. Yes, am I audible, Mehtab Nadir?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, what is an ecosystem? Azra Shafi. Azra Shafi.
Yes, ma'am.
Azra Shafi, sorry. You tell me the first question. What is an ecosystem?
Yes, ma'am. Please repeat.
What is an ecosystem? Am I not audible?
No, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, so tell me, what is an ecosystem?
Ma'am, ecosystem is a self unit that consists of living organisms in a particular interacting with one another with their non-living natural environment.
Yes. Fatma Zafar, you also tell me. Fatma Zafar. Fatma Zafar.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking the next, that is, what is an ecosystem?
Ma'am, ecosystem is basically a community of all the plants and animals in a particular area considered together with their surroundings.
Yes. So, means it's very, what you can say. If I ask you just to say in one sentence, what is ecosystem, then what will you say? Means it's a self-sustaining unit that consists of living organism in a particular area interacting with one another. Just leave this whole big, what you can say, definition. Just if I ask you, Tell me in one sentence what will you say for the ecosystem? Yes, can tell me. Yes.
Ma'am, ecosystem is unique. It has living organisms and non-living organisms living together.
One word is still missing in it, and that's very important when you reduce this definition in one sentence. So one word that is means is a system in which the living and non-living
In
they
which the living and non-living are interdependent on each other.
interact each other or depend each other, you can say. Means this word is very important. Interact, very important. Is a system in which the means like biotic and abiotic component interact each other. Fine. So this you can say for the means one line definition. Although you have to write this big definition, I'm not asking you write the means reduced definition, but you should know means actually what is ecosystem. It's just a what you can say system in which the living and non-living factors they just interact to each other, right? Okay, then the next is name the different abiotic component of an ecosystem. Name a different abiotic component of the system. You everybody know, so I will not just wait for this question. I'll move to the next because abiotic component everyone know. If I'll ask any of the participant of this class, you everybody know abiotic component that air, water, soil, this temperature they all are okay. Now move to the next question. What is predation? Just raise your hand for the predation. Only few and those are raised only they are only raised. Oh, who is this E? Change your name. How would I know your name? How would I know your name? E. Adib. Okay, Adib, you tell me what is predation?
Sixth period will be there in those three classes. No? No? 12:50. 30.
Yes, tell me. Adib, I asked from you.
And predation is a relationship between two organisms such that one organism hunt down the other for food.
Say again. Say again.
When predation is a relation between two organisms such that one organism hunts other for food.
Okay, fine. Means one organism has get benefited at the cost of another. So one hunt another for the food. Good. And now the next question: name any two plant and animal found in boreal forest. Here also for this question I'll not stop. Two name from the boreal means two animal and two plant. You can write so many. A big list is there in the book. You just have to write two, and you can write from there and memorize all these. That will be helpful. Now the next, what is the role of plant in a food chain? Raise your hand for this question. What is the role of plants in a food chain? Raise your hand. These few hands only. Okay, Munazza, you tell me. Munazza.
Yes, ma'am. All right, ma'am. So, ma'am, the role of plants in a food chain. So, ma'am, all the organisms directly or indirectly depend on plants for their food because ma'am, what we call, I just forgot 1 second. It starts from its heterotrophic.
Yes, we all are
They are
heterotrophs.
heterotrophs.
Yes.
Yes, and we depend on plants because we cannot make our own food. But plants are autotrophs and they can make their own foods. And they
Yes.
are the base of the food chain. Every food chain starts from the plants. The herbivores eats the plants, and then those herbivores are eaten by some other carnivores, and then that carnivores is eaten by a territory consumer.
So the role.
So plants form the base of every plants form the base of every food chain. Every organism directly or indirectly depend on
They
plants for their
actually,
needs.
the role is they convert the solar energy into chemical energy. They are the only means organism who can convert, who can utilize solar energy, because
Yes, I
source of
forgot this
energy
point.
on the earth is the sun only, and the sun's energy who can use directly the producers only. So the flow of energy cannot be possible without producers, because they are the one who can convert solar energy into chemical energy. Got it? You are correct, but you
Okay,
have to
ma'am.
add these points along with your statement. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I forgot some points. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so anyway, now the next question. Uh, what is a pyramid of numbers? Yes, raise your hand. What is pyramid of numbers? Why these so many hands are not raised? Hmm. Some are participants and other are entertainers. Hmm? They entertain the others' performance. Ukasha, your mic till now not fine. It's not corrected. Muhammad Umar Khan. Yes, Muhammad Umar Khan. What is a pyramid of number?
Yes, ma'am.
Umar Khan. Acha, who is this? Yes, ma'am. I asked from Umar Khan. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Tell me. What is pyramid of number?
Pyramid of number.
Yes.
Ma'am, pyramid of number is first producers, then primary consumers, then secondary consumers, then tertiary consumers.
Okay. In this way, we are explaining food chain also. So, what's the difference between pyramid of number and the food chain? Yes, anyone else?
Ma'am, food chain.
Ma'am,
Oh, okay, fine. Yes, Nabiha.
Ma'am,
Yes, Nabiha.
ma'am, can I?
Okay, Amar. Yes.
Ma'am,
Tell me if you want, Amar.
Ma'am,
Yes.
pyramid of numbers is a representation of the number of producers and consumers in a food chain.
Actually, it is. Yes. The pyramid of number actually representing the number of producer and number of consumer. What's the ratio between? Means like as it is decreasing as we move towards the, or you can say the consumer, from producer to the consumer, when we move it's decreasing. So the number of organisms decreasing from producer to the consumer. So this representation is actually the pyramid of number. By making this pyramid, we actually showing that the numbers are decreasing as we move towards the consumer. Fine. And in food chain, we actually represent that the relationship, how they get the food. Anyway, now let's start long answer question. Exercise F. Now raise your hand for it. For this, the first one. Give an account on the different categories of consumer based on feeding habits. Different category of consumer. Here you have to tell the different all the categories of consumer. Only just few and always. Fidyan, you tell me. Fidyan.
Give an account of the different
Tell me the
First are
long
primary consumers.
Yes, primary consumer.
Primary consumers depend directly on plants for their food and energy.
And then
Secondary consumers depend indirectly on plants for their food and energy. They
Yes.
are carnivores.
yes,
And tertiary consumers
tertiary.
depend
Tertiary.
indirectly on plants for their food and energy. They are animals that feed on flesh of other carnivores.
Yes, and the correct pronunciation is tertiary. Okay. Three type of consumer: primary, secondary, and tertiary. So tertiary, they actually depend indirectly on plant. Means like if you talk about other consumers apart from the primary consumer, they just indirectly depend on the plant. Just the primary consumer depend on the plant, and rest all are indirectly depend on plant. Means of course they are not directly eating the plant, but without plant, they cannot be survive. As I told you, the food chain start from the plant only. So the secondary consumer and the tertiary consumer, they just indirectly depend on plant, but they also cannot survive without plant. Though they are not eating directly plants, they eating animals, but then also they are indirectly depend on plants. Now let's move to the next one. Second question. Just raise your hand for the second question. Okay. Alpha, this stop your video. Okay, Dua, for the next question. Explain the food chain and food web. Just have to tell the definition. Dua Khan.
Okay, ma'am. So the food chain. So the feeding relationship between the different organisms through which the energy is transferred step by step from the producers till consumers. This is called food chain, and the complex web-like pattern of multiple food chains which are naturally connected with each other is called food web.
Okay. So we can say it's just a feeding relationship between the organism through which the energy transfer. Means by making this food chain, what we are trying to show, the energy flow, the feeding relation. Yes, how energy flow in a system. Yes. So this energy flow in one direction only, from producer to the consumer. It's not revert back, like from consumer it cannot revert back to the producer. Once it is utilized, it's utilized, and 90% it is means like utilized and lost in the form of heat. Just 10% you can say reach to the next trophic level. So food chain is just a process to show the relationship between the two organisms, the feeding relationship, you can say, through which the energy flow. Now, what is food web?
Ma'am, food web.
Web.
Food web is actually a web-like pattern in which the producers and the consumers, different types of consumers, I'm seeing an example.
You just tell me the difference. You just tell me the difference between food chain and food web.
In the food chain, they are just showing in the food chain. We just show that how first there is a producer, and there is a primary consumer, then secondary, then tertiary. This way it is there.
Food chain just now. I told it's a feeding relationship between the organism and food web. Food web is actually what web-like pattern of multiple food chains. It means interconnected. How the different food chains they interconnected naturally, because we know that one animal is eaten by many animals, and it means like it's not like one animal is eaten by the one animal only. It's not a straight food chain. Means it's just, one animal can be eaten by many animals. So it's just how they interconnected each other. That is food web. So web-like pattern form because of the what you can say, interconnected pattern of the different many food chains naturally, and that is naturally. So web-like pattern of multiple food chain connected naturally. That is actually the food web. Now the next question, that is how does air, water and soil impact on the living components of an ecosystem? Just raise your hand. Okay, Dua, you tell me. Dua, you tell me. How does air, water and soil impact on the living component of an ecosystem? Yes.
Ma'am, air, water, and soil impact the components of an ecosystem, as air is an essential abiotic component which supports life on the earth. And ma'am, in air, most of the gases are present which are necessary for living. And water is important. Water is also important for the life on the earth, and it also
Means like
helps in
in
many
this
different.
question you have to write how the living organism depend on air, water and soil. So the importance of these three components you have to write in this answer. Now the next is give a comparative account of flora and fauna in tropical rainforest and temperate rainforest. So here what you have to write, just which type of flora and which type of fauna is there in tropical rainforest and temperate forest. That just in the form of means like make two columns, temperate and the tropical rainforest. There you write.
I have written long.
Yes, yes. What beta?
I'm saying that this will be a short answer, no? This is like a short answer.
This is this is this is
In long, how will you write it?
This is long answer, my dear. We are doing right now long answers. So long
I know.
answer in the form of column you have to do.
No, it's a small answer.
No, no. What is small? You write both. What means what type of fauna and flora is there? Just you have to explain of make the column of the tropical rainforest and the temperate rainforest. There you write what type of flora is there in the tropical rainforest and what type of flora and fauna is there in the temperate rainforest. This you have to do. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next is how does energy flow in a food chain? How, and that you have to write in detail. How the energy flow. Just now, just I told you that it's one-way flow, and how much it is what you can say lost in the form of heat. How much it just move to the next trophic level. This all you have to tell. So tell me the answer of this question. How does energy flow in a food chain? How does? We know that energy flow is there. Without that, life not possible. So how it occur? How the energy transfer from one trophic level to the another trophic level?
Ma'am, I tell?
Okay.
Ma'am, first the solar energy comes inside the
Hmm.
food. In plants, they make food by the process of photosynthesis. So when they do this, solar energy comes to the plants, and then this solar energy it is converted into chemical energy. And after that, from the solar energy, 100% of solar energy in percentage, so 90% of it is used for metabolic processes, metabolic things like
Yes, yes,
metabolic
yes, yes,
processes
yes. Metabolic
or
processes and for means
or
most of the energy they use for their life processes. You can say yes. Metabolic processes what? The life processes, the processes which occur in
yes,
body. Okay, and the 10% is just moved to the next trophic level. So in this way only means this all you have to write, and the next question just of draw the food web and the food chain in this question 6. Now I'm winding up the class because time is over. So assalamu alaikum.